heard someone say the other day that there is a battle in the world between good and evil. This is certainly true, but it's not the ultimate battle. It's not the battle we should really be fighting. Why? Because it's really an unwinnable battle. When you're simply living on the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, you can really never win. You can never completely get rid of evil by good, and you can never completely get rid of good by evil. So either way, it's kind of pointless because they're two sides of the same coin. I know I've talked about this before, but if you ask anybody in life, not anybody, if you ask some people in life who think about this kind of stuff, if you say, what's the nature of life? What's the deal? Or why does evil exist? Or what's the nature of good and evil? They will say, well, you can't have one without the other. I've heard this from people before. And they are correct. It used to bother me, but now I realize they're correct. Because the human race has been eating from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil since it began a long time ago. So that statement is true. And so yes, there is a battle between good and evil in the world because the human race has been living off of that tree for so long. Now, if we had never eaten, let me back up. If we had never, quote, eaten, unquote, from that tree, then, again, I don't know if it's a literal eating or not, but whatever, the concept is true. If we had never eaten from that tree, there would be no battle between good and evil. There would just be life, pure life, in Christ and God. So, yes, there is a battle between good and evil going on in the world, absolutely, but should you fight it? That's a big statement. I'm not going to definitively say I am going to definitively say we should be fighting the battle between life, the battle for life. Because the battle for life is the only way to quit fighting the battle between good and evil. If the battle between good and evil could have been won, it probably would have been done a long time ago. One way or the other. But it's an unwinnable battle because you can't have one without the other. So, the solution, the real solution and the real battle in life is the battle for life. How do you do that? In Christ, the one from whom all life comes. In God, through Christ, the creator of all life. You get to, quote, eating, unquote, from him and from them and from their spirit, where life is, where all life comes from, and that takes you off of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil and moves you on to the tree of life. Then that is fighting the right battle. Life is the right battle, not the battle. The battle for life is the right battle in life, not the battle between good and evil. Fight the right battle.